Hey everyone, it's John here from Hot Take Hockey, back with another video. This video is on the Leafs goaltending. I feel like back and forth, we've talked about the goaltending. I've been pretty okay with the goaltending. Like, for the most part, I've been happy. But obviously recently, Matt Murray going down injured, had a couple rough games. Samsonov, a couple rough games lately, even though he was making, even as of last night, Wednesday night against the Bruins, making some big saves, but obviously allowed a couple goals he would want back. But the conversation every time a goaltender for this team has a rough game, the conversations come up again. And overall, I think the Leafs should maybe just stand pat unless something makes sense come their way. But I think overall, I think it doesn't make too much sense to go for the goalie right now. You bet on Samsonov, you bet on Murray. Hopefully one of them pan out come the playoffs. But you know what? Conversations are to be had, and Demko's name's been out there. John Gibson's name's been out there. But Kypreos on Kipper and Bourne, go check out the show if you guys want. I got to give him a shout because it's a conversation. Juuse Saros. So Kipper brings it up. Let's just listen to the clip, and you guys can go watch their full show. But Juuse Saros to the Leafs. That'd be crazy.
That Vancouver may be listening on Demko. And then I threw out Juuse Saros as a potential, watching the Nashville situation, which multiple teams have told me that they think that they might be in the selling mode.
If they're not going to win now, might as well get a haul.
Yeah, I think that's where Bourne says he's 28.
The sense. And it's bold, but would you rather feel like at least you got someone that the boys can be comfortable with moving forward for the next 2 years? Or
yeah, but if the Leafs re-sign Samsonov,
priority, it's not there for you.
Well, it's just to get Juuse Saros,
big package for sure.
And the guy almost won a Vezina trophy. He's one of the best goaltenders in the NHL. He's going to cost that package that we've talked about. We've talked about trading for months now. The Nyes in a first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so overall, I think with Saros, yeah, I mean, that would be the package. I don't know if this is too realistic. I like the hot take. I'm the first one to throw out some hot take names, and I want to do it as we get closer to the deadline. Maybe names that are not being talked about. Nashville, I feel like I've talked about Nashville enough, having the conversation about Ekholm, having the conversation about Tanner Jeannot, even one of their bigger forwards. But I haven't really thought about Saros. I think Josi is still not going to go anywhere. I think Nashville sees him as the center, or sees them as the captain, sees them as the centerpiece of the organization, obviously with Saros and Philip Forsberg. But yeah, I mean, Josi could be an offseason move. I think Saros is an offseason move as well, but I do see the scenario where he's more of a chance to trade in season because other goalies. But then that, I don't know, that might affect the price point for a guy like Demko if there's other options out there. But Saros would be a massive name. I can't believe, if you told me last year that next year we'd be talking about Saros and Demko in trade rumors, I'd call you insane. So yeah, we'll see. If the Leafs look for a goalie or a long-term future, I would look at it right now and just go, Wool can be an option maybe as a 1B if he can continue to develop the way he has here. But Matt Murray, I think next year it comes down to health for him and consistency, obviously. But Samsonov, I still think there's some untapped potential there long-term. And I think if he was willing, especially if he has these rough games here and there, yeah, you know what, we'll wait to see in the playoffs. But if Samsonov can show that he has that potential, I think the Leafs should just lock him up. Like long term, he's at a good age for a 6-7 year deal. If the Leafs feel that potential, I don't know where the price point would be at, but if they can get him around 4 or 5 in a long term deal, I would probably take that bet. I don't know if Samsonov does that because he's had pretty good numbers obviously this year, but look what the Bruins did with Ullmark. Like that to me would be the comparable to Samsonov with the Leafs right now. Obviously the Bruins didn't have Ullmark, but obviously made that move, and some fans were uncertain about it, but that contract for Ullmark now looks obviously unreal the way he's playing right now. So I would mark maybe a similar contract for Samsonov. But give me your thoughts, guys, if you think the Leafs could go for a big goalie either now or in the offseason. Kipper suggesting Saros. I don't know if that's realistic, but Kipper's hearing something, so we'll see what happens. Thank you guys. Hit the subscribe, like, notification bell, all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next video or stream. Peace.